Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we are continuing with another faction overview. As you see for today we have Khan on the list. Normally we start a faction overview in the second turn as we then have the auto expansion of the AI involved. But Khan is one of the factions we need the first turn, because from the first start on we have an important decision to make. As for version 5, Khan can start as an horde faction. You have to decide it in the first turn. There isn't a whole storyline written down about it, but the most important part is the choice you make. If you choose to start as a horde, you click on accept, it will automatically force you into the Mordor route of the Blue Wizard script. If you choose to start as a horde, there is no option for the Blue Wizards. If you decline though, you are not locked out of the Mordor route. So if you decline to start as a horde, the Blue Wizard script will be as it always was in earlier versions. For the rest of this overview we will decline, but if you decide to accept the horde start, you will lose the majority of your troops, all of your cities, and a few of your generals. We can take a look at it, what we will lose, because Khan is a family tree based faction. So if we decide to accept get all horde, and I'm not exactly sure where our troops are. We lose, you see, we lose the majority of our armies. And we start, over here, where used to be Chelka. So from here on you have your own path to make. So you can go north towards Dorwinion and run havoc over there. You can go straight into Gondor, try to take Minas Tirith. The world is yours, but you are automatically forced into the Mordor route. This also been displayed in diplomacy, although this is the starting diplomacy for the Variax of Khan. So we will look at it later. I will now restart the game and continue as if we did not accept the horde route. But do bear in mind, it is an option. It's a very interesting option actually, because the Variax of Khan have their strength lies actually within being a horde, because they are a horde from nature. So it's a very interesting route to go, and I am very interested about what city would you like to claim as the horde of Khan. But now, without further ado, let's go to the normal start of Khan. Alright, and welcome back to the to the campaign map as Khan. We have a starting position of 5. And welcome back to the campaign map of Khan if we don't choose the horde route. As Khan, we start with 5 provinces, which is a little bit above average. Mostly you start with 3, maybe 4 regions, so Khan has a more as more regions you start with as a regular faction. As a starting army, not very big. Most cities have 1 or 2 units. So small sized army. Then your bodyguards. Your standard bodyguard is the Variac Nobles, a very strong horse archer unit, which is armor piercing, so really, really strong. You have one unique bodyguard of Warlord Orash, who has Wain Riders, a very fast, the fastest horse unit in the game. So use him well. Besides that, no special bodyguards, no unique bodyguards. Your faction leader Khan Arkish has regular bodyguards, the Variac Nobles, but it is a really, really strong cavalry unit. You are, as Khan, you are a family tree-based faction, as we already saw in the Horde part. That means you're not Teutonic. Yeah, that it's most of the time the AI works better on family-based factions, but it is for you as player, it doesn't matter that much. Then expansion, as we see with the auto expansions, Rhun is to your north, Mordor is to your northwest. So there's only one way to expand into this southwest. We have here city of Chalkar, which is actually your gate towards the lands of Rohan and Dol Amroth. There are 2 rebel regions to mob up, which you might get before Harad, Krug-Mahur, and one you will definitely get unless you decide not to take it is Siakon here down south. Those are the 2 rebel regions you will most likely to get as Khan, and then you have to look further west where you get competition from Dol Amroth, but also from Harad, who is your ally, but you are kind of in each other's way. You both want to advance towards Gondor, but you're both blocked by the lands of Mordor, so you have to go the same route. So it is advisable to take to quickly go for Imlad Khanen and maybe also for Houdanul, but it is not necessary. You will be able to beat Harad to Houdanul. So that are your expansion options. Then to custom battle maps. I don't think you have any. I'm pretty sure you don't have any. The closest for you will be within the Athelian. So Minas Morgul custom. The fortress of Kirit Ungol, which is no longer a city, but a fort, but it is still the custom battle map of Kirit Ungol. Both Osgiliaths are custom. Minas Tirith, Keranros. Further down south, I don't think Pelagir is custom, but it might be. He might be custom. And Dol Amroth, Athalion, Gobble Tovlos. So on your way to conquest, you will find a lot of custom battle maps. Then continuing to diplomacy. That is a little bit tricky because you start at war with Gondor, but not Dol Amroth. Do know that you can choose not to go to war with Dol Amroth. It is unlikely you will probably have to go to war with them. If you don't go for them, they might go for you. You're allied to Mordor, Harad, and Rhun, as you are natural allies with Harad and Rhun. and you decided to support Sauron, at least at this stage of the war. So that is diplomacy, continuing towards buildings and culture. Your diplomat comes from, not from here, I think. No, not either. Where did they come from? Well, apparently, I was pretty sure you had a place in either Salatsa Khan or Amun Khan where you could train your diplomat. It's most of the time it's a special building, but apparently it is not for you. So you start off with a diplomat. I'm not even trying to pronounce that name. So the closest place where you can find a building to train a diplomat is over here, Finobel, Baradur, but most likely you will get is Dol Amrod or over here in Minas Tirith. You start your campaign as Man of the East, Evil Man. But if you decide to take on, take the side of the Blue Wizards, you will switch culture and be a nomadic faction. So keep that in mind. You will need to change your culture if you choose for the Blue Wizards. Like all factions, you are no longer restricted towards any tier of city or fortress. So you can go all the way up to a large city and a stronghold. Our barracks is called the nomadic gathering grounds, and it requires there's no requirements for upgrading, which is interesting. And if you choose for the Blue Wizard, you have the Orokani Hall, which provides you with a few dwarven units. On the other side, if you choose to stay loyal to Sauron, you will get the Inquisitor, and he will give you temple units and great beasts. So that is something you need to keep in mind. Like all factions, you have a Mason's Hall and something new, which is not listed in here, but all factions do have exits to it, and I can't see it here. And that is the way station. The way station works as following. You can retrain area of recruitment units. So units that can only be recruited in certain provinces, like only in Minas Tirith or only in Mithlond, or I don't think we have a lot of those units, as we are a horde faction. Certain units can only be trained at the way station, but it is really about very locally trained troops. Anything else I need to touch upon? Yes, the blacksmiths. As a human faction, Khan has access to the blacksmiths. It's their highest tier of smith. These people are regular humans. They are not Numenorians. They don't have special smithing skills, so they can go up to blacksmith. Asgard, we got two guilds. We got the Warriors Guild, which is called the Nomads Guild, and the Warlords Brotherhood. And we got access to the Horse Breeders Guild, which is just called the Master Horse Breeders Guild and the Imperial Stables. I doubt that is right, but I'm not sure. First tier just speeds up replenishment. Second tier gives you a varied horse archers. So a mid tier horse archer unit, pretty good. And the highest tier gives you also warlord cataphract archers. A really good horse archer unit. The Warriors Guild just giving some melee weapon bonus and global morale bonus. Do keep in mind that the second tier can only be built in once in your faction. And the third tier only applies once in the world. So you need to hurry to get this one. As far as I know, only Khan and Rohan has the Horse Breeders Guild. Oh, I forget the Lamrod. So I think there are 3 factions who get access to the Horse Breeders Guild. Dus you can get the highest tier of the Horse Breeders Guild. It is not unlikely. Besides that, we have access to ports, but we can only train the longships. We are not a seafaring nation. Besides that, there is nothing special to tell you. Oh yes, there is. Culture come from the Dark Shrines. I think it's the first time we have access to the Dark Shrines. First tier, just an increased culture bonus and a small population bonus. Second tier, a higher population growth bonus, 3% culture bonus. The second listed culture increase is, I think, aerial, because we have a barren land, I think this is. We have an extra increase in culture. As a bonus, compared to the first tier of this building, we also have a public order bonus due happiness, because we all like sacrifices, I guess. And the highest tier is gives 5% culture increase bonus as a base. It gives some happiness, public order bonus, gives you 1 free upgrade, 1 unit of free upkeep. I think that is new, not sure. Also some population growth bonus and some reduced cost for retraining. I find this building very useful because it helps you to increase your public order, it gives culture, it gives free upkeep, which is, in my opinion, better your economy. It's a very useful building, in my opinion. Do try to build it. Because it's most of the time it's overlooked to get a higher tier of culture, because the increase of culture is not that important as economy or war. But you can see that the higher tiers of culture buildings can provide a bonus that applies to your economy or to your war machine as well. Then we go to the scripts. Somewhere, and I think it's around turn 50. It's either 50 or after 50. You will get a message that the blue wizards have approached you to abandon the cause of Sauron and fight against them, to betray Sauron and fight for the forces of good. You can either choose to ignore this message and stay loyal to Sauron. It will lock you into the Mordor route. Or you can choose to accept the help of the blue wizards and fight against Sauron together with Gondor and the Lamrod. This will change your diplomacy entirely, because you will be at war with Harad, Rhun and Mordor, and you will be allied to Gondor and the Lamrod. So it is kind of tricky, because all of a sudden all of your world changes. Your friends are your foes and your foes are your friends. Choosing to help the Blue Wizards and fight against Sauron will also upset your people. You will have trouble with public order in your cities, rebellions, uprisings. If you are able to manage it well, nothing too problematic. But if you're not prepared, you could be screwed, because the armies that spawn if a city rebels, they are not easy to defeat. They have some mid to high tier units in them, so be careful. But if you are able to withstand this rebellion and stand with Gondor and the Lamrod, you will receive the Blue Wizards will come as generals, with each a custom general, a custom bodyguard. I want to say. Both of them have dwarven units, because they come with the Orcani armies down from the east. So I think one of them has Iron Fist hammers, and the other I'm not sure. I think Blacklock engineers, but I cannot guarantee that. Iron Fist hammers, I'm pretty sure one of them has Iron Fist hammers. I thought the other one has Blacklock engineers. So 2 powerful bodyguards to your disposal. But besides the rebellion, you also have to face Sauron's Inquisitor, Alcatar, who comes with a pretty strong army and have the intention to take either Amunkant or Stalutzakhand, depending on which one is poorest defended. It contains an army of which includes Temple Wars, Marksmen, and Great Beasts, so it's not an army you easily push over. Because it intended to destroy you. But if you even overcome that, do realize that from all sides you're threatened. Everything you thought was safe is not safe anymore. Rhun will come for you from the north. Harad from the south. You are sandwiched within your enemies. But fortunately you are allied to Gondor and the Lamrod, who might be able to come to your aid, since you draw all the attention of their enemies towards you. They might be able to be a little bit free. So it is a difficult part if you choose to stay to accept the help of the Blue Wizards, but it will be rewarding in my opinion. We'll get access to a few dwarf units. I will show you. That's because you will be able to build the Orcani clan hall just like Erebor can. In the first tier you get Stiff-bit archers, Stonefoot spearmen, and Orcani warriors. I don't know them. I don't think you get them as Erebor. Actually, at the second tier you will also get access towards the Iron Fist hammers and the Blacklock engineers. 2 very powerful units. The Iron Fist hammers being a shock infantry and the Blacklock engineers a crossbow unit. You will also get access to the Ushaki chariots. I think I pronounced it as or Shakia. Doesn't matter. Some chariots. So that is the only one and the most important, well, with the only one, the most important script for Khan. So that is Khan on the campaign map. Let's now go to Khan on the battlefield, because, well, we have an army to show you. And welcome to the battle map for Khan. As a quick overview, we see that we have a lot of cavalry options on each tier, but our infantry is limited. So, starting with our lowest tier, our trash tier, is the steppe units. We have the steppe tribesmen, attack 2, charge of 4 and a defense of 5, makes them, well, pretty abysmal. They do have javelins with damage of 6 each. They only have 2 with a 55 meter range and an average accuracy. The morale is poor, the morale response is poor. They do have a bonus against mounts. They're reliable in the deserts. So, as the tribesmen of Khan, as the nomads of Khan, we like to fight in the barren and the grassland, but we don't like to fight in the snow or the winter. These guys as spearmen has a bonus against horses, camels and wargs, so nothing special there. They are supported with an archer variant, the steppe archers with an attack of 2, a missile attack of 2 and a charge of 2 and a defense of 4, which is for the majority in defense skill. So they will not do very well against enemy archers or in or melee neither actually. They have poor morale response, no movement speed, 80 missiles, 150 meter range and a low accuracy, making them not very good units. They are supported by a trash cavalry unit, the Marauders, with an attack of 3 and a defense of 5 and a 6 charge. They will not do much. They will die as soon as they hit the enemy lines. So let them do what they do best, chasing down enemies and routing units. They have poor morale response. They are pretty much faster than most cavalry with 20% bonus, and they don't like to fight in the snow and not in the forest, like all horses don't like the forest. So that is our lowest tier of units. Then we come to our militia tier with the nomad units. First we have the nomad axemen. 5 attack, which is armor piercing, 6 charge bonus and a 7 defense, making them way better than the tribe spearmen. They have average morale response, so also better on that department. Overall a decent unit. They are supported by a regular sword and board unit, the nomad warriors, with a 6 attack, a 4 charge and a 9 defense. They are less aggressive than the Axemen, but more reliable on the defensive. They have average morale response, and no special abilities for the swordsman. They are supported with an archer unit, the Baroon Hunters. These guys are a straight up upgrade from steppe spearmen with a 4 melee attack, a 3 missile attack and a 4 charge bonus. They will do some damage even when they're done with their bow. And with an 8 defense they will be able to stay alive as well. They have an average morale response, 24 missiles, 170 meter range and an average accuracy. Then to our strength we have also some horses. First we got the nomad horseman with a 5 attack and an 8 charge is already pretty high, and a defense of 10 is overdone double the strength, well, double the strength of the Marauders, while still holding on to their 20% movement speed, but with a better morale of average and a better morale response of also average, they will perform way better than the Marauders. They do have a secondary weapon, which is slightly lower than the primary weapon. And also here we have the support of our first horse archer, the Barun Raiders, a mountain variant of the Barun Hunters with a 4 melee attack, a 4 missile attack and a 5 charge bonus, and also an 8 defense. They have average morale response, and they are slightly faster than most horses with 20% movement bonus, 32 missiles, 130 meter range and a high accuracy, making them a hell for every Gondorian infanterist to chase down. Then we come to our mid-tier units, which are the Variac units. We have one infantry choice, the Variac Swordsman, a double-handed sword with an attack of 11, which is pretty good, a charge of 7 and a defense of 14. But do bear in mind, they don't have any shields, so they are vulnerable to archer fire. They have good morale, impetuous morale response, so they deal with shocks really good. They don't have any movement speed, so they do have movement speed, but they don't have bonuses in speed. All around a solid unit, but they tend to be more reliable in the offensive than the defensive. They are supported by an archer unit, the Variac Bowman, with a 7 attack, a 5 missile attack and a 5 charge and a 30 defense. They are a direct upgrade of the Barun Hunters. They have good morale response, not impetuous like the Swordsman. They have 28 missiles and 180 meter range and a high accuracy, so they will kill what they see. Also here, supported by 2 horse units, the Variac Lancers with an 8 attack and a 13 charge bonus, making them excellent chargers. With an 80 defense, making them reliable in melee. But do bear in mind, like the Nomad Horsemen, they have a secondary attack which is lower than the primary attack. So they are best used charging in, withdrawing and charging again. They have good morale, impetuous morale response, and they are still slightly faster than other horses with 10% movement speed. Supported with some more bows, we have the Variac Horse Archers with a 6 attack, a 6 missile attack and a 6 charge bonus. They are just mounted Variac Bowmen. With a defense of 14, they will stay alive after they're done with their bows and in melee. They have good morale, average morale response. They are 20% faster than other horses. They have 34 missiles, 130 meter range and a high accuracy, making them a very good unit to have in your army. Then, and I put them in between your mainstream unit and your more elite units, we have the Wayne Riders of Khan, because that is where they kind of belong. They are slightly better on the attack than your mainstream, but they are weaker on the defense than your elites. So with an attack of 11, which is really, really good, 8 charge bonus and a 15 defense, they will do some damage. They don't have a secondary attack, so their primary their attack will be all the time 11, which makes them a better prolonged melee unit. They have good morale, impetuous morale response. They are 20% faster than other horses, making them the fastest horses in the game. And they are the bodyguard of your faction heir, Warlord Orash. So make good use of him. They are skilled against other mounts, which is a nice feature. That combined with their speed will make them excellent fighting against other cavalry. Then our top tier, and you see we don't have much, but that is because these units are supplemented with the Blue Wizard's choice, either with units from Mordor or with units from the Blue Wizards. We have one unit on this elite side, the Warlord's Guard, a double-handed X unit with a 9 attack, which is armor piercing, a 7 charge bonus and a 20 defense, making them really good infantry units. They don't have shields, so they are still weak to archer fire, but they do inspire nearby troops. They have a very good morale, a good morale response. They don't have any movement speed bonuses, making them a regular elite unit. Then in our main army we have 2 supporting cavalries. We have the Warlord Scatterfrag archers, a mountain, again a horse archer unit with a 7 melee attack, an 8 missile attack and a 9 charge bonus, making them not only excellent horse archers but also really good infantry, regular cavalry. A 60 defense sounds somewhat low, but is more than decent. They have good morale response. They are slightly faster than other cavalry. Do bear in mind that most of our cavalry is faster than cavalry of other factions, because horses are kind of our thing. These guys also have are skilled against mounts, and they have a bonus against horses, camels and walks. 36 missiles, 140 meters range and a high accuracy. Then we have, last but not least, the Warlord Cataphracts. 11 attack, a 14 charge, making them really good strike infantry. And a total of 22 defense, making sure that these horsemen will stay alive in a fight. They have very good morale, impetuous morale response. They're slightly faster than other cavalry. They do frighten enemy infantry, and they are just one hell of a cavalry unit. Right, that is your regular army, besides your general. I will come to him later. We have here the Ushixia Storm Riders. I think it's pronounced that way. You will only get them if you agree on helping the Blue Wizards. But they are worth it. There are only 27 of them, but with a 14 melee attack, a 14 missile attack and a 20 charge, they are really high damaging units. They only have a 16 defense, which is for the majority in armor, which makes them vulnerable against against cavalry, against horse. I want to say against archers. But chariots tend not to work that well in medieval too, so don't try to get them engaged in any melee fights, because they will die. Even with the 3 hit points they have, they will die. They have a very good morale, a good morale response. They are 20% faster than other cavalry units. They inspire nearby troops, they frighten nearby enemies. They're skilled against mounts, so they have some bonuses for them. And we go into the other units of the Blue Wizard script. I had to put them in another army because I couldn't fit them all in here. So I decided to take the Harondor mercenaries and Faerûn mercenaries in here. But here we have them, and we start with the Mordor choice. With Mordor, you get access to the Temple Marksman, 11 melee attacks, 7 missile attack, which is armor piercing, and 22 defense, making them really, really good archers, especially against the heavily armored troops of Gondor and Dol Amroth. I will go over them in the Mordor overview, so not too much about them today. Same for the Temple Wars, 16 attack, 8 charge bonus and a 28 defense, making them really strong infantry and the support your Variac warlords will need. Do note, these guys don't have any shields, so they are more vulnerable to archer fire than regular infantry. But with 17 armor, they will stay alive for quite a while. And last, I don't see any great beasts. I don't think I put them in the army. So they are a surprise for you, as they are for me now. We do have some Temple Knights, a 12 attack, 8 charge and a 29 defense, making them as strong as the Temple was. Slightly stronger in defense and attack maybe. No, weaker in attack, stronger in defense. 1 defense skill more than the regular Temple Wards, but quite less attack. Do note that their morale is locked, so they will not run away unless you told them. No, even not when you tell them to. They will not run away. Then we have the Dwarven choice unit. We have first the low tier, which are the Stiplet archers with a 4 attack, a 3 missile attack and a 2 charge bonus. Not too strong. They bring you within the nomad units. I don't think they will as strong as the Variac units. 11 defense is alright. They have good morale, average morale response. Like all dwarves, they are slightly slower than other infantry. They do like to fight in the snow as they are dwarves, but don't like the barren. So the desert is not really the place for a dwarf. They have 24 missiles, 150 meters on the range and an average accuracy. On this first tier, they are supported by the Stonefoot Spearmen with a 5 attack, a 4 charge bonus and a 60 defense. These are the units that can hold the line. They are probably one of your best defensive units you will have. They have a very good morale, an average morale response, and they are slightly slower than other humans, with 5% speed penalty. As spearmen, they are skilled against mounts, but nothing too special. Then the second tier, we get the Iron Fist Hammers. These guys will deal some damage. They have an 11 armor piercing attack and a 7 charge bonus. Their total defense is 28, which is for the majority in armor. But where we really see them shine is their morale. They have unwavering morale, which is locked. These guys will not run away. They will fight to the death. Which could be in your disadvantage, since one of the blue wizards has this as his general. So you cannot flee with this general. He will fight to the death. On the second tier, they are joined by the Blacklock Engineers. A crossbow unit which can use sharpened stakes. This is your unit that can use those sharpened stakes. They have a 4 melee attack, which is not great, let's be honest. It's abysmal for a dwarven unit. But with a missile attack of 13, which is armor piercing, you see where they shine. These are your crossbowmen. They have a 3 charge bonus, but as I already said, this is a dwarf unit. You should not put a melee. With the 23 defense, they will stay alive for quite a while, so they can shoot all of their arrows. They have excellent morale, good morale response, 26 arrows, 160 meter range and a high accuracy. And then last but not least for this, we have the Dwarven Catapult, which is slightly stronger than regular catapult and have a special ability called the barrel shot, if I'm right, which really destroyed enemy units. It is such a powerful mode, and I will try to showcase them in the next Dwarven overview. But for now, just believe me on my word, these guys are powerful. Then we have 2 units left, 3 actually, and I will start with the last Carnish unit, which are the Variac Nobles, with an 8 melee attack, a 6 missile attack, which is armor piercing, making them incredible valuable, and a 9 charge bonus. Not only is this horse archer very useful as a horse archer, but when they are done with the bows, a very strong cavalry unit. A 21 at defense, make sure that they won't die that easily. They inspire nearby troops, they are skilled against mount, they are 20% faster than other horses. 36 missiles, 140 meters range, and a high accuracy, making them a very, very powerful bodyguard. Then we have 2 units left. These units are only recruitable as mercenaries, so they are not listed in any overview. And since I had to shuffle around with the armies for the Blue Wizard script, I thought why just not involve them here. First we have the Hrondo mercenaries with a 7 attack, a 5 charge bonus, and a 50 defense, making them a really good addition to any army. Do bear in mind their 7 attack is armor piercing, so they will perform better against armored units. They have average morale spawns, so just a good mercenary unit. Try to hide them when you can. Also, we have the Far Room mercenaries. These guys were, I don't think they are a halberd unit, because they are not armor piercing. I think they are just a regular spear unit with a 12 attack, which makes them really powerful, especially for a spear unit. A 7 charge bonus and 60 defense, making them a more defensive unit. They have good morale response, and they are skilled against mounts. Just a good all-round infantry unit. Alright, that was Khan for this week. For next week, we have another interesting faction. I'm gonna hand this over to the AI. And let's play this out. Let's see whether we can see something happen of what is going on. I'm not really sure what these guys want to do. They're not really sure. Yes, and there is a huge giveaway on which faction will be next. I said I wanted to showcase the Dwarven Catapult, and so I think we could better use another Dwarven faction. Guys, what are you doing? Do something. We have some Iron Helm Matocks, which gives us a huge giveaway that finally the Dwarves of Erebor are on the list next week. I already promised to do them, but there were some other factions that were requested, and I thought, why not give a shot to some factions who had some differences, because surprise, surprise, for the Iron Hills not much went on, so it will be a pretty straightforward overview. Meanwhile, we see are Wind Riders of Khan riding into the Iron Helm methods, and I think they are being slaughtered. Yeah, they are being slaughtered. They're not that good, especially when they are flanked by the Hammers of Gundabad. Over here, we have a few Sons of the Fallen together with some King Shields. Some King's Axes. Well, that's not something you would like to see. Arable infantry going on here and more King's Axes. Yeah, try to beat those Sons of the Fallen, my friends. Even Temple Knights will have a hard time doing so. Well, that's not good. Alright, but that is it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to the bell and subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you soon in another video of Divide and Conquer. But until then, goodbye!